Hi guys, hope you're good. Welcome back to another video. Now, Modern Warfare 2 is just weeks away from being released, so I thought I'd take a trip down memory lane and rate what I thought were the best maps multiplayer from the original Modern Warfare 2 that released back in 2009. It was a great trip down memory lane, great to sort of discuss some of the old maps, like talking Wasteland, Terminal, Rust, all those old maps from back in the day. So I really enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Let me know what your favourite map was and what your worst map was from back in the day. If you like this content, please like, share and subscribe. Put that notification bell on as well. There's plenty more Modern Warfare 2 content coming up when that game releases. And if you want to see me play COD live, then check me out twitch.tv/Ryan_. It'd be great to have you over there. But for now, enjoy the video. Alright, so before we start, let's just go through the categories that we've got, that we're going to be sorting these maps into. So we've got God, basically the best of the best in terms of these Modern Warfare 2 maps. Then we've got Solid, maybe not the top tier, but maybe just a little bit better than, average. So that's what Solid is. Good is basically, it's a good map, strong enough, maybe you would play it, maybe you vote to skip it, is what it is. Met, where it's a bit like, yeah, okay, I'll play it if I've got to, and then vote to skip is purely just one of those maps where I would just want to skip every time. Purely, I just don't want to play it. And yeah, basically that was when we could skip maps back in the day. We can't do that anymore. That feature's been taken away from us. Alright, so the first map that we've got is Afghan. Now, if you don't remember this one, it was a desert map with a big down plane in the middle. You had a hill, you had a cave, you had a bunker as well. I want to put it as good. Yeah, I'm going to put it as good. I don't want it back to be, and I don't think it was good enough to be solid, but I don't really want it back, but it was good enough. I remember dropping a nuke on it, and definitely that was one of the maps that it was easy to drop a nuke on, purely because of how open it was for the most part. So once you had that chopper gun, it was pretty easy. Alright, next up we have Sub Base. Now, this one was a snowy map. I remember it being huge in quite a few buildings as well. It was really good for close quarters. Sniping you could get a little bit done as well. There was some lines of sight. Do I hold any emotional attachment to it though? Probably not. I want to go meh. Might get some abuse for that one, but I want to go meh. I think the snowy aspect of it made visibility not all that great. I want to go meh. Definitely not bad enough to be voted to skip. I probably would play it if I had the opportunity to play it. But yeah, I'm gonna go meh. Alright, next up we got Rust. I'm gonna put this one straight in the solid. Basically, maps didn't come much better than this for a 1v1 back in the day. Basically because the lobbies never disbanded back in the Modern Warfare 2 days. You got in disagreement with someone, you're dropping into Rust for a 1v1 with an intervention, and the rules always were the last kill had to be a good one, had to be like a 360, or it had to be something with a knife or something like that. Rust was solid back in the day. It come back in Modern Warfare 2019. It wasn't as good in there. They kind of made it a lot bigger than what it was. This one was the pinnacle of 1v1 maps back in the day on Modern Warfare 2, and for that it is a solid map. Next up is Wasteland, and I think that just has to go straight in a God tier. If you didn't drop a nuke on Wasteland back in the day, then I don't know what you were doing. Basically, massive open map with a bunker that had 3 entry points right bang in the middle of it. Basically, this one, if you've got the Harrier, or if you've got, basically you go Harrier, the 7 kill streak to get the Harrier, then the chopper gun will come out, and because literally there was no cover, and there was a few buildings dotted around the very outskirts now, but because there's no cover, this one was just nuke central. If you were a solid enough player, this one was just so easy to get a nuke on, and yeah, Wasteland holds a special place in my heart. If this one was to come out to Modern Warfare 2 this year, I'd be over the moon about that. I think it'd be great to have back. Alright, now we have, I think it's Karachi, and to be honest, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of memories for this one. Yeah, it was a bit ratty. Yeah, I think it's meh. Just by my reaction, it is meh. Yeah, I don't have a lot of memories on this one. I don't think it's anywhere near it. It's definitely not good to be like Afghan. I think it's very much meh. Alright, now we have Underpass. That's a vote to skip for me. I never really liked it. Never really vibed with it. Had a massive overpass on it. And if you call in your care package wrong, then, you'd have that just dropped everywhere, and it would get stuck on top of it and it wouldn't drop down. And yeah, for me, that's very much a vote to skip one. It was also rained a lot on this one. I think rain was the idea of this map. It was very rainy and it made visibility horrendous, and yeah, I just was not really a fan of Underpass at all. And another one I'm not a fan of is Derailed. That one is going straight in the vote to skip part as well. Basically, big snowy map, a few buildings in the middle of it. However, you died on this map and then you would experiencing a long sprint to get back into the action. It was such a big map, and back in the day when we only had 6v6 modes, It just wasn't great. I would like to see this one come back in Modern Warfare 2 if we get an 8v8 or a 10v10. This map would work brilliantly if it was to be brought back into the latest installment of Modern Warfare 2. I think it'd be absolutely fantastic. However, back then when we only had 6v6, wasn't great. Map took forever to try and get across, and I think most of the games really just went to the time limit. Alright, now we've got Estate. I picked this one up on my Modern Warfare 2 remastered playthrough when you go to Makarov's safe house. I'll put this one as a solid map. This one was really interesting map design, to be honest. So you had the main house where most of the fighting took place. However, surrounding the house, and especially in the campaign as well, there's a lot of open fields and stuff like that, and that actually was in the multiplayer map. You'd be forgiven for not knowing it was there purely because of how much fighting actually transpired in the house. The house was multi-levels. I really enjoyed fighting in this one. I really enjoyed this one, and yeah, for me, it's an absolute solid map. I'd love to see it come back as well, although I think the house would be very, very ratty, to be honest. Alright, Terminal. It's got to be good on it. This map has come back so many times. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. I think it's even been in some of the jetpack ones. This map was so good, and I'm so glad that it's going to be in Warzone 2. And I think with some of these maps, especially this one and High Rise, being in Warzone 2, it means that the code is there to be able to probably lift these maps out and put them into multiplayer at some point. So the fact that Terminal is in Modern Warfare 2 makes me think that we are going to get Terminal in Modern Warfare 2 a little bit later down the line, as well as a future update. This one was great, fighting in the main corridor, fighting, where all the sort of fast food restaurants were, fighting in the plane outside. Great at dropping nuke on this map as well because of the glass ceiling, so means you can shoot down with the chopper gunner. Great map all round, and yeah, I think this one definitely is a god tier map. Alright, next up we have Rundown. Now, this one, I'm going to put as Met as well. A lot of fighting through buildings, a river, a dried up riverbed ran through the middle of it, 2 bridges went across, as with Sniper's Paradise, obviously Sniper was really good back in Modern Warfare 2, however, it's very much meh. To be honest, you'd be forgiven if you had forgot about this map. So yeah, I think meh for me, possibly borderline good. It's definitely better than the other 2 that's in with meh, but for me, I want to put that as meh, because I just didn't really vibe with it, to be honest. Alright, now we have High Rise. Again, that is a god tier map, in my opinion. 2 big tower blocks either side of a rooftop battleground. One of the smaller maps in Modern Warfare 2, however, it was a great one. Who can remember climbing up the scaffolding on one of the sides of the building to get on top of the building, put down a tactical insurgent, and then just raining down Fury with an intervention? Guilty of it. Always trying it up there. Also, there was the little sort of, you can just about see it, I don't think you probably can see it in there, you can just about see it, the steel beams that were all over the crane on the very, it was either the left, right hand side of the map if you fit it spawn on one side, left hand side if you spawn on the other side, and we can stand top of there as well and get some snipes off as well. Great map, really enjoyed this one, and this is in not Modern Warfare 2, sorry, this is in Warzone 2, so very much expect to see this one in Modern Warfare 2 at some point. Alright, Favela, solid map for me. Would love to see this one come back, to be honest. I love real rush across the rooftops of this map with the little UMP-45, silence. You'd know what I'm talking about. Great map. Did get a little bit ratty. I think in the modern Call of Duties, especially with doors and stuff like that, this would definitely be a ratty map. However, back in the day when we didn't have to worry about doors and stuff like that, this one was right up there. Alright, now we have Invasion. I'm going to put that as good. This one I really vibed with back in the day for some reason. I don't know what it is about it. It's basically just like a city in the desert kind of thing. And this map actually was in Modern Warfare 2019. I can't remember what was the map with the big bridge in it. It was a sniper map, and it was absolutely horrendous because you spawned one side, the other team spawned the other side, and you never switched spawns. It was a sniper's paradise. I can't remember what map that is, but when you went into free view and you moved the camera out of it, this map actually was in Modern Warfare 2. The game file, it was not Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2019. There's too many Modern Warfares. This map was actually in the game files, and it just never was released, which is a shame. I really vibed with this one back in the day. Close quarter combat through the buildings. There's also some pretty good lines of sight for some sniping as well. Really enjoyed this one, and I do remember, I think this was possibly the first map that I dropped a nuke on, possibly. Alright, Scrapyard. Where do I put this one, actually, to be honest? This is a tough one, actually. It was a pretty solid map, but again, it was probably not up there for me as much as the others. I'll put it as good. Scrapyard, if you didn't play Modern Warfare 2 back in the day, you'll know this map from Modern Warfare 2019. Basically, an airplane graveyard. Is also, part of it is was in Verdansk, so you might know it from there. However, this map was born in Modern Warfare 2 back in 2009. It was a great little map, to be fair. You could get a lot of work done on it. Again, it was pretty one of those good maps for getting a nuke because it was so open for the most part. 2 hangars either side, 2 buildings, one at each end of the map. and then also obviously the little planes throughout the trashed up planes. And I remember actually grinding. Back in the day, you could really sort of boost, and not that it's no look down on pretty fondly, but you could actually boost to get stuff. So I remember boosting to get like emblems and camo challenges and stuff done with my mate on this one, and a 1v1. Basically, up to 20 kills. One of you get 19 kills, one of you get 20 kills, put tactic surgeons down, stuff like that. This was one of those maps that I can remember getting like EMPs on and all sorts of stuff like that. Purely just for the little emblems, because at the time this was the first time we actually had emblems where we customized that stuff, and the EMP one was so good. It was like a little moving like lightning bolts of that. That one was a good one back in the day. Skid Row, I'm gonna put in good as well. This one was pretty good, mainly just apartment block fighting. Purely because of that, you really couldn't do an awful lot of damage from upper kill streaks in terms of like chopper gunners, AC-130s, Harriers, PFO, stuff like that. However, there's some good lines of sight in this one, some good close range fighting, definitely a solid map. Surprised this one never actually made it back in Modern Warfare 2019, given that how sort of, we had maps that were sort of definitely, I'd say, inspired by this, fighting through apartment buildings and stuff like that. Could see it back in Modern Warfare 2 this year, though. Fingers crossed we actually do see it. And last but not least, we have Quarry. That's going straight in a solid. Again, another map that I was able to drop nukes on back in the day. You can see the ones I've dropped nukes on are very much at the top. This one was a great map. Again, very open, very lot of high and low verticality. And yeah, I actually just had a lot of fun with this. This is one of these maps where maybe it's not the best map, but I just vibed with it. And yeah, I really enjoyed playing this one. So yeah, it's gone as a solid map. I would love to see it return, to be honest. Alright, this is my tier list. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what your maps are. And actually, just looking at it as well, the fact that we have... These are the base maps. So obviously, we got DLC in Modern Warfare as well back in the day. The fact that these are all base maps is mad. Like, look how many base maps we have in comparison to some of the new Call of Duties that we get nowadays. The fact that multiplayer was it back then was just absolutely mad to think of now. The fact that we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 7, 11... My math isn't great. 14, 15, 16 base maps, and that's not even including the DLC maps that we eventually got. I think we got like, was it 3 DLC packages and 3 maps each? Like, I think we ended up with like 25 maps or something like that in the end. Like, that's just crazy to think. However, let me know what your favourite maps were from back in the day, and I'll see you all next time.